Hello, this is Daisuke Niwa today, and today we are going over how to play the Void War Eternal game. Now, this is not a demo video for this store. I'm doing this for an individual person, so my layout is a bit different, and it's not a full description of every single game piece from each side. It's more like a how to play. So, when you get here, you can click that picture and you'll get this HUD. Again, this is only for our home, and this HUD will show you what the factions are and the arenas, and all you have to do is left click on one. It tells you the type. For an object where it says 13, that is the 13th button. I don't have that system out, so we're just gonna focus on the factions, and then for each faction you can choose whatever color you want. So I'm gonna do the Sun Chariot. Now to get going, you have to hit well, before I do that, this is a minimum of a 2-player game and a maximum of a 6-player game. You can have 3 people on each side, so there's 2 teams. Whether you have 1 person or 3 people, it's the same resources divided between your teammates. So I'm going to go ahead and hit join A, and I'm going to hit yes, and the HUD is going to go ahead and auto attach onto you. Once your opponent has joined, you can go to controls and start. Unable to start game. Sorry, 1 second. Jonathan Pup, make sure you hit join B and hit yes for the HUD to auto attach to your avatar. Now we can start the game. And I wanted to do Sun Chariot. I'm pink, so let's go with pink. Now, when the game starts, you have this line that goes across here. You cannot res anything behind this line. It all has to be in front of the line, but in your color. And this is your home spot where you have 5,000 health. And if this goes to 0, you die. So on your HUD, you see where you have your coins going up? Those coins allows you to buy different things. These are your ships, all the way up to destroyers. Your light tower is a defense tower that shoots back. Your heavy tower is defense that can take hits. Shipyard allows you to res out ships. Your generator, and I will show you that now. And where you lay things is very important. So I'm going to put a generator here, not too far from my home spot. Oh, that was not a generator. That was a shipyard. And once you've rested it out, you can't move it. So if you mess up, oh well. So if you do mess up, you want to make sure you have a proper defense out. So we are going to go ahead and put a light tower out to defend there. And since we already got a good defense there, we'll go to generator here. That's 3,000 coins. I'm waiting for it to kind of just build up right now. And remember, as you're doing things, your opponent is doing the same thing and doing their own setup as well. So when you res out and move, take a look at your opponents. You see on my opponent, he has no defenses right now, so these ships are kind of just building up on him and taking down his home spot. You only get 3 generators, 3 shipyards. I think 3 titans, and on your abilities it's 1 each. And your abilities, it's going to be different for each one. On your titans, they have different weapon systems on them, or something that can boost the defense of your opponents. So you notice I rezzed this generator right where the other one is. And the reason why I did that is it kind of makes it harder for the other opponent to know where you have 2 generators, so they don't focus on one side or the other of your defenses trying to knock out your resources. Once your generators are knocked out, depending on what your opponent has, can really change the way your game ends out, because less coin means less, what's it called? Ships and things you can put out. So now I have all 3 shipyard, all 3 generators, and you notice I'm going to start with my light towers. Now, this is a real-time strategy game, so you can change it up any way you want. I like to do this pattern for the most part because it doesn't spread out your resources for defense as much. And there are certain weapons that can hit you like proximity. So if all your stuff is in one area, you can get hit by all of it. So if you spread it out, that's harder to happen. There's one ship, matter of fact, the one. No, it's not that one. These are both destroyers. You see their health. You also want to make sure there's enough land and cash for this game for other people who are setting it up. Now, getting a good view of the screen allows you to see your opponents better. And when I look over here, we've got one generator there, one generator there, and that over there. So what we're going to do is do destroyers. So you see how I put my destroyers on the side, and he has some destroyers, and then I have some other backup that I put in. And what that's doing is it's going to focus on one side of his forces, which gives me one side of his defenses. And you can see it take more hits faster. So that hurt him pretty good. Now what we're going to do, my coins have built up, we are going to do 1, 2, 3. Now this is your Titan. This starts with 1,000 hit points. They move the slowest out of all the ships, and each Titan has its own ability. This one shoots burst out, so anything in its area except for your ships will get destroyed. And it automatically fires at 50 ounces. This one takes a while for it to fire. And how you set up defenses for this, you have to be very careful, because if you bunch up all your ships like this and they all come in range at the same time, they get destroyed. Zoom in to show you what it does. Now, he's almost dead, but that knocked out 2 or 3 of the stuff. He's not going to make it in there for a good hit, but it still knocked down quite a bit of his defenses. And I think we got one of his generators. So his money has decreased by a third. Now, ability 1's usually an attack, and ability 2 is usually defense. I don't usually care for the defense abilities. They kind of confuse me. So you see, I use an ability. You see how it hit that and the areas around it? He has no defense there. There's 2 battleships. He's lost 2 of his coin machines. he's sending out his, I think those are the hunters or the assaults. And you noticed I'm not hitting any of them at this time. I still have a lot of my pylons and my defenses. So I'm waiting for my coins to build up for finishing hit, and let my defenses kind of finish it off. Sending another Titan and destroyers. Now I'll do the assaults. The destroyers move faster than Titans, and the assaults move faster than the destroyers, which knocks out these little ships. You noticed I'm over here focusing on this side. And you see this? This is a weapon. You see how it's hitting everything in its path? He did it from the center. If he was standing in front, it would probably wiped out all of my ships from this attack. I'll go ahead and zoom in so you can see this. So he still has defenses. That's why we focused on this side. The destroyers will hopefully knock out most of it, and they should finish it off. Home base is the only thing that's left. You can still rest ships at this point. There's nothing you can do. And that is the game, everybody. I'll let it finish off so you can see it. Now when the game ends, I'll show you what it does real quick. Everything clears up, but you're still in player A. To leave, just where it says join, you can hit leave. Or if you teleport from a distance out of here, the HUD will automatically detach off your avatar.